You know who I am?
Anything you say. Anything you say.
It's official.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Thomas back again with another rendition of Truth Be Told. Now this week, nothing huge going on in the news. I didn't see anything major, except for the media keeps twisting the narrative, like the Supreme Court. They ruled that Trump had immunity from official acts while he was in the White House, not personal acts. So it's been knocked down to the lower courts, and the lower courts have to determine from these cases they've thrown against him, the Democrats have thrown against him. They have to determine which ones would be considered official acts and which ones would be considered unofficial acts, personal acts. So, but the media, they keep trying to say, or the demon rats, whatever you want to call them, they're trying to say, oh, he's got full immunity. No, that's not what they said. It's so dumb. But that's not the only thing. There's a couple other things. They keep twisting it, but that's the media for you. That's the Democrats. They twist everything. They lie. They steal. They cheat. Whatever. You know the song. They literally do everything that they claim the Republicans are doing. And the Republicans are going, what the hell? We didn't do all that shit. You're doing it. Because that's what's going on. You can't trust a Democrat. They lie out their ass. Anyways, moving on. Let's talk about a couple things I want to talk to you about this week before we get on to your B-movie reviews. The first thing I want to talk to you about is I didn't know they had made another one of these movies. I just saw it on my Twitter feed that someone mentioned it, and I was like, they made a fucking another one? So sure enough, I looked it up, and there it is. Beverly Hills Cop Axel F. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? What is he, like 60-some years old now? Anyways, I went ahead and decided to watch it. And it's literally just a memory berry movie. Like, he brings all the original cast members back. He even brought back Bronson, or whatever his name is, the one who plays Surge. He brought them all back, the whole original cast. And instead of him having a son, which would carry on his legacy as a cop, he has his daughter who has daddy issues and is an attorney, which made entirely no sense why he did that. It was dumb. But the movie was okay. But after, I don't know, when he started doing the Disney flick, after like the movie Metro or whatever, he just Eddie tries so hard to be funny, and he's just not funny anymore. Like, the movie wasn't funny. I think it had a couple of parts in there that made me giggle. But other than that, that was it. The rest of the movie just fell flat. Like I said, it was an okay movie. It wasn't horrible. It just wasn't funny. You know, it wasn't a Beverly Hills Cop movie. It was more of a, you remember this, you remember that type of movie. And, you know, everybody in it looked old as shit. Because they are. It was not a good movie. It was alright, but it wasn't real. I'd give it a thumbs up and a thumbs down. It's okay for a one-time watch. Okay, moving on. The next one I want to talk to you about is, of course, I'm going through all the seasons of Alone, the TV show by the History Channel Alone. And again, the only reason I'm binge watching this fucking series is because I like watching the crafting. You know, them make shit. How they come up with some of the crap they do to make stuff. However, as I've said before, most of them claim that they're survivalists and, you know, they're bushwhackers, whatever the fuck it's called. They're not. Their skills and shit don't mean jack shit. Because all their skills and training has been due to the American version of what it's like. In their backyard. They'll spend a week or something in the backyard camping. Whoop-de-fucking-do. You know, it's dumb. Oh, I got ancient survival skills. I learned the ancient ways. Yeah, whatever. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. That's one of the problems. Again, the second problem that I have with the show. Get the fuck out of Canada! For fuck's sake! You've literally proven a couple of times there's other places in the world you can go. I loved last season, season 5, Mongolia. Fucking awesome. No! Where do they go? Oh, season 6, they're in the Arctic. No, you're fucking not. Don't call it the Arctic. You're not in the fucking Arctic. I'll give you one guess where they fucking went. Yep. You guessed it. Fucking Canada. Because the producers for this show have a fucking hard-on for fucking Canada. This show makes me sick of that country. And I don't hate Canada. It's just this fucking show. It's fucking full-on retarded for going there. Again. And then they claiming it's the Arctic. No. They're in the northern part of fucking Canada. You still have Alaska, which is further north. And you still have fucking Greenland. And then, past that, then you're in the fucking Arctic. Don't call it the Arctic when it's not. It's northern fucking Canada. Oh my gosh. Anyways. Again. Why can't you go to Africa where it's super fucking hot? Or a desert climate? You know, do something other than just freezing ass fucking cold shit. It's fucking dumb. I hate that shit. Fucking snow and ice. I hate snow and ice. Anyways. What's the number one thing they always fucking bitch and complain about? Fucking food. This show, they know what they're getting into, and yet they all do the same fucking thing. They starve themselves. Every fucking season, that's what every single contestant, they starve themselves. They try to rely on that fucking fish the entire fucking time. And you cannot rely on fish during the winter. It doesn't work. They are in the middle of the fucking lake or ocean where it's warmer. They're not coming to shore. But yeah, they all want to rely on fish to get them by. And it never works out for them. Never. Not one time has it. And even, I'm on season 9 now. It never works out for them. Ever. You have to learn how to fucking game hunt. You have to. It's the only way you're going to survive. And in this season, they start learning that a little bit. A couple of them figure out that they need to fucking trap some game. Their trapping skills have got to be... That bow and arrow's not going to help you all that much. You got to know how to do traps. Now, there's some people who are snaring rabbits or hares through most of this, this particular season. And they were getting by fairly well. But the rest of them, no. One guy, I'd never seen it up until this season. I think his name was Jordan. I think that was his name. He's the one who won. He shot his ass a fucking, I think it was an elk. He shot an elk. And he lasted through he made it to the end and he won. Mainly because of him shooting that elk. But man, it was a chore for, this thing was huge. It was a chore for him to carry all that meat back to camp from where he shot it, or his kill was. Now, it didn't have a lot of the fat he needed, so he was trying to figure out ways to supplement his fat intake, but he had plenty of meat. He needed more fat because that elk didn't contain a lot of fat. But he figured ways out how to get it. That's mainly why he won. He's the first one that I seen on the series to shoot big game, and he got one with an arrow. It helped him make it through, and he won. Good for him. You know, I liked the guy. He seemed alright to me. Yeah, he was a little goofy, but he knew what he was doing. He won. But yeah, you've got to be able to game hunt. You can't rely on fish, and they always try to rely on that fucking fish. That's their biggest problem. The second thing that they have a problem with is trying to keep the fires going. They want to build these fucking elaborate shelters out of fucking wood, which is really not that great. You can't rely on wood for a well-insulated shelter. It just doesn't work that way. Not now, if you've got time and you make a house out of wood, that's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about these shelters on the show. There's a big difference. Making your own little makeshift cabin. You can't rely on the wood. It's not a great insulator, and it's not going to help protect you from the cold. I've seen them, I think it's been 2 or 3 times now where they've literally burnt down their shelter with the fire and shit, trying to keep it really warm. They can't do it, and it ends up burning down the shelter. But you need to build it out of rock. That rock will absorb that fucking heat and keep your shelter nice and warm. But there's only one person I've seen do that, and I'll talk about that in the next episode, because we'll get around to season 7 and I'll talk about that. That's the only time I've seen it done. And I'm on season 9. I still haven't seen anyone else do it. Anyways, season 6 was just, it wasn't really that good. Everybody just starved themselves. It's pretty much what it was. And I've only seen one time where one guy, he's a fucking idiot. He's one of those man bun motherfuckers with the curly hair. Puts his hair in a man bun. He's like, you can't, fucking sit there on your fucking couch or chair, fucking be eating, judging me, blah, 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 for what I'm doing, then I'm starving. You're not the one going hungry. Wah, 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 fucking, I'm starving, you're sitting there eating, wah, wah, wah. And I'm like, he's like, you can't judge because you're not out here doing it. It's not you out here, so you can't say anything. I was like, fuck you. I'm not the fucking idiot who went the fuck out there. You damn right I can judge your dumb ass. You're an idiot. You know what the show entailed, and you went out there anyway. Now you're going to complain like a bitch? Fuck off. Anyways, this show, I'm sure I'll have some more to tell. I do, actually. I have a little bit more to tell, but I'll wait till next episode to talk to you about, season 7. Alright. Let's get on to your B movie reviews. Alright, movie holics, this week is Action Week. Got 2 action flicks. They're more of like crime. One's kind of a crime comedy. The other one's, I don't know, military style. So the first one I watched, I've never even heard of. I didn't know there was a movie. This movie was even a thing. It's called The Package. It was done in 1989. It made about 11 million worldwide. It starred Gene Hackman and Tommy Lee Jones and Joanna Cassidy. Now, basically Gene Hackman is a sergeant in the military. He gets involved in a situation where they bust a bunch of people He's almost military police. They run across some people in Russia. Russia's having these talks with the U.S. About nuclear arms and shutting them down. They're coming up with like some type of treaty or whatever to get rid of nuclear weapons. Gene Hackman's involved because he's part of a team that was supposed to be surveying the site where they were having talks or discussions in Russia. Now, he stops, well, he doesn't stop him. He kills one of these Russian soldiers who's a spy, who ends up killing one of the generals who don't want to go along with another general, U.S. general, and some of the Russian generals. They're having like this, they're wanting to work together to undermine the peace treaty. Well, one general doesn't want to do it, so they end up having him eliminated, and Gene Hackman ends up killing one of the people, the assassins. Everybody else got away. Killed one of his men too. There is another colonel who gets involved, and he gets on Gene Hackman's ass about he's like black ops or some shit like that. Anyways, well, not a general, a colonel. I think Gene Hackman plays like a sergeant or some shit. He's getting on his ass about it, telling him he's a fuck up and everything else. So it gets back to the States, and they're going to finalize the agreement in the States. Well, this Black Ops team, they get involved and start causing problems and killing people and shit like that, and blaming it on Gene Hackman. The person they're actually after, they think is Tommy Lee Jones at first, but they find out that Tommy Lee Jones is not who he says he is, to cover up. And he gets his wife involved and his wife's friend, because they're both in the military, and one the wife's friend gets killed, and you know, it's just a big mess. You know, these Black Op guys think they can get away with anything. So him and his Gene Hackman's ex-wife, they have to go underground, go off the grid. They have to call in a couple of favors, and eventually they stop the assassination. And then at the end of the movie, Gene Hackman, you know, he ends up killing taking out Tommy Lee Jones, who's the assassin. But then he exposes the colonel and the general who was trying to assassinate the Russian president for the Russians and blah blah. Like I said, it was a big mess. It was an okay movie. It was all right for what it was. Not a lot of action. It was more of a mystery type thing, thriller type movie than it was an action movie. It's okay for a one-time watch. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't that great. I'll give it a thumbs up and a thumbs down. Now, this is probably the third time that I've ever seen Tommy Lee Jones play a bad guy. He's usually playing a good guy. But this is like the third time I've actually seen him play an actual bad guy. You know, he played Two-Face, and then he played the terrorist on Under Siege 2, but That's the only times I've seen him play a bad guy. But, like I said, the movie's alright. Give it a watch if you want. Next movie was kind of a comedy. It's called Midnight Run. And it starred Robert De Niro and Charles Grodin. It was done in 1998. And it made about $82 million worldwide. Now, there was some funny stuff in this movie. You know, not a lot, but there was some fun. The fact that, you know, he kept giving the FBI guy a hard time was pretty funny. The movie's basically about, you know, Robert De Niro plays a bail bondsman or bounty hunter. And he's going after Charles Grodin's character, which is an accountant who ripped off the mob. A specific mob member called Jimmy Sorton or something like that. Serrano. Jimmy Serrano, I think was his name. You'll recognize that actor too, but he ripped him off like $15 million. Claims he gave it to charity, but no one believes him. The mob's after him. The FBI's after him. The cops are after him. The bounty hunters are all after him. It's crazy. You know, Robert De Niro, he has to deal with this other bounty hunter named Marvin quite a bit. He's constantly screwing shit up for him. Anyways, he goes after this guy and he catches him, but he's constantly having to, the guy gives him such a hard time trying to get him back that it's taken him forever to get this guy back. And he has a deadline. He's got to get him back in a week or he don't get paid. So he's trying like a motherfucker to get him back, but something always happens. Shit always hits the fan and fucks up the traveling schedule. He runs into this black guy named Mosley or whatever. Alfonso Mosley or something like that. I can't remember the name actually. But he steals his badge. And that's what I mean by he's fucking with him all. Because he's constantly using his badge to get into places and do things. And the guy, you know, the FBI guy, they're always like just behind him. All the time when they show up to a place he used his ID at. You know, he just missed him or some shit. They're already gone and gone somewhere else. They don't know where. But then he finds out what he's been doing, you know, every time he shows up. And he's like, motherfuckers, I'm fucking out, whatever, Alonzo, whatever, Mosley. Fuck you, you know. But that's the best part of the movie, is him constantly fucking with that FBI agent. But anyways, towards the end of the movie, him and the FBI guy, they make a deal. You know, he tells him he can bring him the head mob boss or whatever and get him for entrapment or some shit. I don't remember. And the FBI guy takes the deal. Now, Jimmy and Robert De Niro's character, his name is Jack or whatever, they have a history. Jimmy tried to get him on the payroll for Chicago. They're in the drug dealers in Chicago. The mob guy. He tried to get Jack on the payroll, and Jack wouldn't do it. So he told him to get the fuck out of town, or he'll kill his family. So Jack does it. When he does, his wife, instead of being fucking, you know, understanding and shit, she tells him to fuck off and goes and marries one of the guys that's on the payroll for Jimmy. And she knows it, but she does it anyway because she didn't want to live a life outside of Chicago or some shit. I don't know. It was dumb. But anyways, this is a good movie for the most part. I don't like Robert De Niro's politics whatsoever. He's a fucking loon. But as far as the acting goes, it was a good movie. Yeah, some decent actors in here. I give it 2 thumbs up. It's pretty funny. Some of the stuff in there was pretty funny. It's a good movie. Check it out. Alright. That's all I have for you this week. If you could think of any underrated or B-rated movies that you think I've never even heard of, please leave your suggestions down in the comment section down below, and I'll get to reviewing them as soon as I can. If you have any thoughts, or what I talked about earlier in the video, leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. I'd love to hear from you. Again, that's all I have for you this week. So until next time, I told you to be told the truth, and you just been told.